again, I've said it week after week, and I'm going to say it again because it's, you know, what they send me up here to do, and that is to say this is just wrong. The way we're doing this is absolutely wrong. We're now at 60% of the budget, again, a piecemeal budget. Once again, only a small portion of the lawmakers are sitting down to put this thing together. And I have to say, I took a little offense, and I think everyone in this room should actually take a little offense to what happened this weekend when I read one of the newspapers and heard the quote from our majority leadership here in the Assembly, who flat out said that this extender will pass. So do we even need to show up? Because apparently, you know, that's the only voice that needed to be heard. You know, it's automatic. It's just going to happen. We don't have a say here. Well, I don't think that's right either. But I'm going to get back to the process of this piecemeal budget, which is just wrong. Again, 60% of the budget done right now, but still no real discussions on where the revenue is going to come from. That's a real problem. I'm coming up here late last night, and I get an email from one of my constituents, and happens to be a business owner as well, Adam Rosenblatt, small business owner. And I'm just going to read just a brief statement that he said to me. He said, "The only reasonable thing to do is to pass the state budget, as severe as it may be, and allow the people the ability to see the light and plan their lives accordingly. The state owes honesty to these people." Well, I couldn't have said it better myself, because here's what's happening. We are piecing this budget together each week a little bit at a time and saying how we're going to spend it. Well, by the time we get to that 100%, the bill's going to come due. Then we have to figure out how we're going to pay for it. And we've heard all these discussions in the past, a soda tax, cigarette tax, selling wine in supermarkets, taxes and assessments on and fees on health care. Even heard the millionaire tax come up again and banter about. But there's been no real discussion about, again, the revenue. And are these real? Well, they are going to be very real when the bill comes due. You talk about the big ugly, these are the big uglies. But that's not even the biggest ugly, because that's not going to be enough. Now we're going to turn to billions in borrowing. That's the big ugly. So we're just digging the hole deeper and deeper, and doing this piecemeal budget week after week the way we're doing it, it's getting worse. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to get to the end, and the excuse is going to be the same one it's been for the past 12 weeks. Well, gee, we can't do anything about it. We have to come up with revenue to pay for it because we already passed all this, these bills each week, these extenders each week. So, gee, we can't vote against these taxes. We have to have them. Well, I submit to you that we don't have to have them. And we shouldn't be doing it this way, and we shouldn't have been doing it for the past 12 weeks. We should be sitting down, putting together a budget the way it was supposed to be done, discussing both the expenditures and the revenue factor, and do a budget properly. And for that reason, I will be voting against this again.
Mr. Peter Lopez.